Potter's Journal. It is the end of January 2019. It is the bitterest, coldest depths of winter. It is a great time for a hot cup of tea. I have been taking images of my work in use since people don't know that you can use a pie plate in the oven. However, this time it's the first time I ever have used and need some convincing that you actually can use a teapot. I was surprised unpacking some old pots to find out I have a Warren Mackenzie teapot. I've used the tea bowls, but it's time now to put the tea bowl to the teapot to use. I got the important stuff started this year and out of the way, things that I sell, mugs, pie plates, berry colanders. I do want to get back to my jug series. That's, you know, what I want to do in the studio. But today we're going to take a slight diversion and I am going to do some tea bowls. So yeah, let's see what's going on in the studio today. So kiln going, there'll be a little bit of heat in here today. Let's see, I think I got all the tools I need. And we will be doing tea bowls. I'm going to try 4 different clay bodies, a variety of ways of decorating. I don't know that if that heat's going to do much good today in here, though. I see there is ice. Oh, wow, frozen solid in the scrap bucket. I've been listening to a CD of harvest songs. It came with a little book too, but songs meant to accompany the harvest. The repetitive nature of the rhythms in it seem to go equally as well to the repetitive nature of the work of the potter. Voices in clay is a topic that seems to go around in the ceramic world. And having pulled out of old storage in my last video pieces of Warren Mackenzie, and you know, I had seen recently he did a workshop in Pittsburgh many years ago. I think it was in the late 80s. But yeah, seen him his workshops, videos of his workshops, and interviews with I think it was Craft in America. Yeah, hearing his words is one thing, but holding the pieces in your hands, the voice comes through so much clearer. And the one piece specifically spoke to me as a potter most intimately.
And the one piece of his, yes, the one where the thumbprint leaked, was for me a real moment captured in clay. Just as finding my old mug from the 80s, 1983, was for me a moment captured in clay that much more skilled now, that I can make a board of mugs that are relatively uniform and the same, but somehow there is something in that piece that I cannot reproduce. Yeah, for me, a personal moment captured in the clay. Okay, the Rolling Stones can still take Give Me Shelter over the top. But there was something about the recording and that Mary Clayton moment that was, yeah, a moment captured in time. Not that I'm not a fan of the many Lisa Fisher moments, but something in that mug that I just cannot repeat. And Mackenzie often repeated so many of his stories to the workshops and interviews. And one was of finding not a T-ball, but something that the tea master took and used as a T-ball. It was a rice ball, made very quickly by somebody who was mass-producing many rice bowls, and said that he tried to reproduce it, but there was something in it that just he could not get the spirit or life. Yeah, there's Frank Sinatra in the 80s, the duets, his classic era. But if you've ever heard his recordings from the 40s, those are the moments that stop me in my tracks. As potters, our voices and moments can be captured in the clay. It was fun to look back and discover one of my past moments. I don't know that I'm saying anything today that's worth repeating. I may not keep all of these, but it's important to try to say something. Okay, I did it. We've got the steam rising, and we are just going to dunk that in there. Okay, but for our homemade teapot, we do have a tea egg, and we do have a St. John's Spice Company Jamaican fruit tea. And we will just fill that up. And we will also dump some here to take a look at it. Okay, and I think we need about 2 tablespoons. However, he put the little holes drilled in there. So we're going to use a Greek mountain tea. And because it'll, I believe, sort out the tea leaves here. And I'm judging by the looks of this that it is some kind of mint because of the square stem. And I am going to guess that this is the right amount here. But I couldn't say for sure. And we are just going to, okay, fold that in there. And the important part is that this was pre-warmed, the teapot. This is just off. The just came to a boil and is just off the stove. So we will fill that up and let this steep for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now, the important part here in using this is that we did pre-warm the teapot. It's usually recommended for 2 reasons. One, it being winter and it being cold, it's going to cool down the water as soon as you put it in. The other reason, too, is the pot being very cold and boiling water to avoid any thermal shock on the pot, especially since Mr. Mackenzie here had a very thin bottom on this. I not only pre-warmed the pot with some warm water, but actually soaked it in warm water. Okay, so this is all new to me. These the tea bag and the mug I've done before, but the using of the teapot, yes, it can be used. They're not just for show. You have found the extreme backwaters of YouTube land. If you've not been here before and you do want to come back, you'll probably need to subscribe to find me.